Hello, everyone. We are live today on X and on Blaze. And we have Crypto Guy here. And you know what? I always try to call you CJ, but I know that it's not CJ. It should be like CG, but I can't. It doesn't sound good when you say
I
CG. Doesn't sound good. So in my mind, I always call you CJ, and I also always like just want to say CJ. So I think that's how it's going to be. I apologize.
It's all good. I was wondering if you're gonna hit the CJ right then. I was waiting for it, but I was ready. But I'll answer to anything. I'm used to it by now.
And it's kind of like people sometimes they're like, well, how do you like to be called Snow or like Lost or like Rin? And I'm like, you know what? Whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you like. Um, I'm trying to figure out why am I live on Blaze? I'm like keep
I don't
checking,
see it on
and I don't
Blaze.
see it. I don't know what's going on. It
You
should
are
be
live on
live.
X.
Hmm.
All right. Oh
Because
wait,
it
there you
does.
go. You're live
Oh.
on. You're live on Blaze. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
just needed to log out. I guess log out and log back in. Yeah, you're good. It wasn't
Okay.
showing, but then I am showing your. It's a minute into the stream, so
Oh, okay. Okay.
it's definitely working. Let's see.
I just make sure, like every time I start my streams, I like make sure that I go live everywhere, and then I oh thank you for the votes.
Guys, sorry, I had to
um
make sure everything was working.
yeah, just let me and since I don't have an intro, I just like take like 2 minutes to post the stream everywhere. So I'm going to post it in the Discord, in the Shield channel, so maybe people will see. I am live with CJ,
You know what you
and
need
just
you need to talk to Mr. Funk and those
uh huh.
guys, and they got to create you. So, are you familiar with their community at all? He
No,
streams on
no,
Blaze a lot.
I
So
do see him that he goes
yeah,
live.
he
Yeah.
has community members that are like really good with AI,
Uh
where
huh.
it pulls all the data from your Twitter account and it can create a song for you.
No way.
Oh yeah, have
Okay.
you? Oh, you got to. You
I've.
should listen to my song. They did it for like, and it's crazy because how like spot on it is.
Oh my
But then
gosh.
they can put it on Spotify. Like it's on Spotify and it's on YouTube, and so you can play it as an intro though because it's not copyrighted.
Oh
So it becomes
shit.
like this awesome intro because one, it's all about you.
Yeah.
Two, it's AI and it's not copyrighted. So
Yeah.
boom, that's what I started using, and it gives me that 2 minutes to. All right, let me post on socials. Let me get this
Oh
out and
shit.
everywhere.
I really need to make an intro. I really do. I really need an intro, and I'm going to go and like I'm going to talk to them because I see him like live. I just have never. I don't know. I've never like went in there and just hung out enough. Because I've hung out in his streams some.
Yeah,
But
it's definitely worth it.
yeah, I'm definitely going to go and try that out and like ask them about it. He always also has a lot of people watching him, and
They have a
so
big community.
in the community I feel like it's people that maybe are not necessarily he has like he's I think he's been successful in building his own like community like and it's like people that specifically like hang out with him and go watch his streams and I think they were talking about NFTs the other day so I wonder if like his community has something to do with NFTs as well.
Yeah, they've been a community for a long time. So he came to Blaze with a community.
Okay.
They had built a game. They build a like a tower defense kind of game. It's called like the Citadel, or the Citadel is their community, and it's about a game, but it's all about like funding. It's like a nonprofit, so I think like even like all the funds goes back. I forget exactly what it's for, but it's really cool. It's a great cause.
Mm-hmm.
He's just trying to build games to benefit people, so it's a really cool to see like how he's building in real time with the community and
Yeah.
how active they always are. I mean, he hasn't. I think he streamed every single day for. I think he's going on like 2 plus years at this point, where he hasn't like missed a day, which is like wild.
What?
Yeah.
That is wild. It's like okay, so whenever I first started streaming, I was trying to stream every day and I lasted like 2 weeks maybe and then I crashed out. Cause like, cause like I can't stream during the day, cause I have a daughter. I told you that like earlier, but so I can only stream after my daughter goes to bed. So then I would start streaming, and then I would stream until like 2 or 3 a.m. And then I would wake up at like 7 a.m. And then that's not enough sleep for me.
No. Oh, I
And
get it.
after 2 weeks, I crashed out. I was like, I was like, I can't do this. I need to come up with a schedule. And then I remember Badger was like trying to like mental like give me like emotional and mental support because I was just crashing out so hard. I was just feeling really bad. And he was like, "Well, Snow, you're just basically like jet lagged from like not having like a good schedule constantly and not like sleeping enough." And he was like, "You need to sleep more. You need a solid schedule." And I was like, "Oh my god, I need to do that."
I think right. I've been running on for the past like couple months. It's so bad, like four or
Oh
five
gosh.
hours of sleep a night, which is I know is not good. I know it's really really
It is
bad.
not good. Yeah, you need
Um,
sleep too, CJ. You
I
need a
know,
schedule.
I know. It's rough, but I like it's I'm a night owl, which is
Yeah.
tough because I
Yeah.
wake up so early in the morning for work, like my day job. When I have
Uh-huh.
to go in, I got to get up at like 4 in the morning. So
Yeah.
you know, I'm just so used to going to bed at like midnight, and then it's like, oh man, that 4 a.m. comes fast when you're going to bed
Right.
after 12. But
It's
it is
crazy.
what it
And it
is.
catches up to you, it
It
catches up
does.
to you
It
like
does.
really quickly.
It
But
definitely
so
does.
I wanted to ask you, so how, like, first of all, because I don't know much about you, because I just got to know about you and Blaze like recently. So I wanted to kind of ask you about how did you get into like crypto, because I know that you're not only a part of like Blaze, you're also part of Salver, which is like the AVAX market NFT marketplace
Hmm.
that I didn't even know was a thing until I joined Blaze, and people were like, "Why don't you mint your art on there?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't know it was a thing." So I want to know how you started. Like, how did you like find out about crypto, and like how did you start? Like, how did you get into all this stuff?
Yeah. So actually, I had back in 2012, a buddy of mine had told me about Bitcoin, and
Yeah,
I'm a nerd, so I went home like to research it, and I found the white paper, right? Because like that was the thing at the time, and I read the
yeah.
Bitcoin white paper, and I was hooked. So the very next day, I stayed
Wow.
up all night. I read the whole thing. The very next day, I went out and bought a Sponduli mining rig. I'll never forget it. And
Wow.
so I started mining Bitcoin in 2012, and then that
What?
obviously led me down the rabbit hole, right? I went from one token to another as they kind of, came out. And then in 2017, I discovered NFTs.
Uh huh.
So I started, in the like the chat rooms, and then eventually it grew on to X. But I was kind of like in crypto before crypto Twitter was like a thing.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was very much more the punk side. I kind of vibed with the punk crew. So
Yeah.
punks, the art blocks, and through that I started hosting art blocks X spaces and podcasts. So I did art spaces and podcasts for about four years, every week, which was wild. On X or on Spotify or different podcast platforms. So ran that for a while, and then was working actively behind the scenes with different marketplaces, foundations, uh, leadership of the chains, dexes, pretty much projects, you
Mhm.
name it. And then in 2020, I was kind of like upset with a lot of the landscape of things, like
Mm.
how, because I'd been in crypto for almost, going on like 8 years at that point, right? And I'd been talking about it, so excited about it. And that was kind of that first like boom where normal people were reaching out, like, what is this crypto thing, right? And so all my friends and family were like, are you still in that crypto thing? And like, so that was like the first real kind of onboarding moment that I got to experience at like a bigger level. And then just to see so many people come into like a bad experience was like
Mm.
painful. And I'll never forget it. Like it was D's. he posted out on X just randomly, and it's just like so all the stuff that gets posted on X. This like one thing that stuck with me was like you can either like complain about it or be about it, and it like
Mm.
really kind of struck a chord. And I wanted to start. I was anonymous at the time,
Mhm.
and not because it was like just because doxing, like, wasn't a thing back then
Mm.
still. Like, nobody cared about being
Yeah.
doxed or doxing, like, it's kinda hard to explain in, like, now because how much people wanted or, it was just, like, a different time.
Mhm.
So but I decided to, like, kinda just step more forefront into projects.
Mhm.
I'd always been, angel investor,
Mhm.
advisor, like kind of more stuff back end. And so when I was looking to come to the forefront, like I was working very actively on Solana and ETH at the time and really, really didn't like working with the Ethereum Foundation. Solana was just going in a different direction than like what I got into crypto for. I am very much a gambler and all that. It's pretty like I talk about it all the time. I love sports. But that wasn't like why I got into crypto or what I was one or it's not how I as much as I gamble like in real life, I don't actually do it that much in crypto.
Mhm.
So it just wasn't in the direction I wanted to go. And so when I was looking at the landscape of the market cap tokens and where I felt, comfortable and had some connections with, and that were promising as a chain level, I discovered Avalanche.
Mhm.
And, I started looking, I narrowed it down to like three. And when I was looking at the chains, what was already established, Avalanche was just so much further ahead of the other ones. And I
Mhm.
discovered Salver. And I was like,
Mhm.
again, I've operated on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and Salver was the most impressive marketplace I had ever come across.
Mhm.
From just the UX UI, the fact that, if I'm trying to do the same things that I can do on Salver on Ethereum, I need to go to three different websites still to this
Mhm.
day to get a marketplace, a leverage platform, an art marketplace, a
Mhm.
launch pad, like
Mhm.
state in you know in-house staking, like all the
Mhm.
things that Salver offers is still not even nowhere. No other marketplace comes close. And I'm talking
Yeah.
Magic, like I don't know, I hold Magic Eden, OpenSea, nothing comes close to what it
Mhm.
Salver has from the tech and info standpoint. And so I was just super impressed. It's like I'm always a dev guy, because
Mhm.
I am not a dev myself, and
Mhm.
so I'm always impressed when I come across quality dev work.
Mhm.
And so I was like, this is like, I want to be a part of this. And their token at the time, it still is art, right? And I'd come from the art scene doing, all the stuff with art blocks and the art spaces. And so it was just like it made sense for me. And so
Mhm.
I was there. I've been there for 2 or 3 years now. We had a
Mhm.
nice like art season, which was a lot of fun. We brought over 2,000 artists from other chains onto Avalanche. Had a great like I want to say at least 6 month run where artists were selling, a piece almost every week. It was
Wow.
really electric. It was unlike anything that we had seen except for back in 2020 probably at the
Mhm.
art scene. So
Mhm.
this was like so had a lot of fun with that. And then yeah, the chain kind of challenged the builders that were on it to build out the L1s, right? And so that was
Mhm.
the big push, subnets or L1s at the time. And we looked, and instead of just making the marketplace an L1, we kind of looked at the landscape of things. And our founder is really passionate about streaming. He's been in the streaming industry for was like already over like 5 or 10 plus years at the time.
Mhm.
And so he wanted to tackle, the streaming industry because there's massive issues still, right? You see discoverability is at an all-time low.
Mhm.
Fees are at an all-time high.
Mhm.
Botting is at an all-time high. And so he wanted to go out and again, kind of the same thing, bringing it back to D's and why I kind of got more active was we can either complain about it, which if
Mhm.
you go on X, all you see is people complaining about, like all those things I just mentioned, or you could do something. And so he decided to, build, and he's a dev as well. And so he put together a dev team and decided to build Blaze to
Mhm.
do just that and combat the problems in what we felt was very much a broken industry. Um, and unfortunately, now I think it's even worse than when we set out and started building, about a year and a half ago. And hopefully, with Blaze now we'll be able to start chipping away into that and making it fun again and a better place for the
Yeah.
creators to call home.
Yeah. So the founder of Salver is basically the same, because you said that he's a dev. He's the same dev that created that, and then he also started a dev team to create Blaze.
Yes, so it's a much bigger team on Blaze than Salver,
Mhm.
but it's the core team. So
Mhm.
obviously it's a bigger dev team,
Mhm.
marketing and all that. So it's a much bigger. Salver is a marketplace contains kind of like one chain, where Blaze is
Yeah.
going to be kind of like chainless.
Mhm.
It's built on Avalanche because of the tech, but as and I'm sure you're aware, most people don't even realize that they're using crypto, let alone Avalanche, when they
Exactly.
operate on Blaze,
Yeah.
and that's by design.
Yeah, and now it's actually, and as I was telling you before we started streaming, it is like so good. And it's like, yeah, if you are somebody who's using Blaze and you're not into crypto, you don't even know that it's built on Avalanche. Like it just works. And that's why I love about it, because as somebody who's, I am into crypto and I do love NFTs, but it's like I am not into the tech part of it. Like I don't fucking care. And so it's like I want things to be easily accessible, to be easy to use, and for me not to be worrying about it, and for me not to get angry just because I want to like do like one thing. And sometimes it is an issue, because it's like, man, I've been so mad at trying to do stuff on other websites. And it's like, and a lot of times I can't do it. So then I have to go get my husband. And it's always like, hey, can you help me like do this? Because I can't figure it out by myself. It happens a lot. And I
And we
don't
all
know.
know how much women love asking their husband for help. It's very.
And it's just it's like I love my husband, but it's like it's like I want to do stuff by myself too. It's just, and I just have had such a great experience using Blaze. And one of the things that I was really impressed with whenever I joined the platform was exactly how easy it was to use. And it's like I love the fact that it's like anything, as soon as you join, like you literally can start getting like if people tip you or subscribe to you or whatever. Like it took me, what did it take me, like a week and a half to get all of my basic requirements to qualify for like the voting system and get rewards from the spotlight funds. And then after that is like, it's just easy. You just get on Blaze and you stream. It's like, what are you even doing if you're not streaming on Blaze? I don't know.
and and that's definitely the plan. And I still, like I was telling you even before the stream, is we're still always looking at ways to make it even easier. Now, like I
Yeah.
said, I've been in the crypto in this space for a long time, and it does get like significantly, like if you want to go back to like 2012 and the order book days, and like, I mean, it's a way different beast back then than it is now. And so it will get easier with time as time progresses, and as institutional tools develop. And we're always looking, like I was showing you a little bit of alpha. um if we can't do it, we will always find ones that can, at least in a different way, until we're able to as well. So that's part of some of the updates that are coming. I put out like a video today of just how we're always going to try things, right? Like our latest being the Blaze Prime, right? And it's not always going to come out perfect from the start, but I think it's always important to. Nothing ever does, as a builder, it doesn't matter how many angles you look at it from. Someone always tries to, and it's like the negative side of it. It's like people will always try and game or take advantage of, or
Mm-hmm.
especially when it involves money, right? So
Yep.
there is no foolproof system. So we're never going to pretend like we have like the perfect answers, but we're always going to try and like experiment with different things, and see how they work, see how they're received, and then kind of tweak from there. Similar to how we launched Blaze, right? Like very much building in public. So I think we have a lot in the immediate pipeline. I know we will always have a lot, because we will never stop building things or working partnerships.
Yeah.
Um, but we even paused, some of the partnerships that we have in the pipeline, because we have a lot of features that are coming soon, or tools that will make going live even that much easier, or not even easier, but just a better user experience. I think
Yeah.
ultimately at Blaze, I'm always what I'm searching for is always looking for a better user experience. So I do a lot of, onboarding and, um, like the acquiring streamers or
Mhm.
getting
Mhm.
people to look at Blaze, but I'm also always looking for a better user experience.
Yes.
And so I think while the fun user experience is the Blaze Prime and exciting, and like it was pretty electric in the first day that I only caught it once and only for a little bit, because I was away this weekend. But so that user experience is like fun and exciting, and then our next probably bigger thing towards the end of this year will be a quality of like for the
Mhm.
streamer
Mhm.
themselves, just making things drastically simpler. In one full swoop can add like so many of the things that people have been requesting. All
Yeah.
of the top requested things and suggestion will just be answered in like one full swoop, which will be really really cool. Because then
It's
we'll
gonna
see.
be
Then
really
then I'll
cool.
be able to really challenge the community and be like, now that this is out, now what do you want to see on Blaze?
Mhm.
Because 90% of the things that people have been requesting, our plan is to hopefully have them like by the end of this month.
And you guys, no, you guys are doing really great because I remember when I joined the platform, I was like, the only thing that I could think of was like, credit card payments would be cool. And then I remember after like, I was thinking about it a little bit and like, the community was talking about it a little bit and then you guys did it and it was like, I don't know, I feel like you do like, and maybe you were probably thinking about it for a long time, but it was just fun to me how it was just like after I joined and started using the platform like almost every day, then it just happened so quickly. And like as you said, like user experience is really important. Also,
Yeah,
can I
and I
read?
think I will add, I think there's a huge like what I've seen a lot from like either because we have some builders in the community which
Mhm.
are phenomenal, right? Like I love the
Mhm.
just people that are already building like some bots and things like that. But I think there's a huge disconnect between what people like how realistic people think it is to build and implement something. Right? Like you
Yeah.
look at like a Twitch or a Kick and you see all these things is like but people forget that like Twitch has been around for 15 years, right? Like
Mhm.
to build a platform from scratch to get there where they are, like you don't just build something and go live. Like, it takes a long time to
Mhm.
implement all these things. And you have to stress test certain things. And you can't just build it all and then be like, oh, I want this feature. Like, okay, yeah, let me build it. And then it's
Yeah.
there, right? Like it takes a long time to implement these things. And I think sometimes, especially like more so probably on the crypto side, I think a lot of the like streamers or the people that have been streaming, say like before Blaze, they are more aware of it because they've streamed on all their platforms and they've
Mhm.
been a part of that progression. But I think on the Web3 side or the crypto side, people are so used. I mean, the space moves infinitely, 100,000 times faster than any other space. So people are used to things having to be there faster or
Mhm.
just they want them things faster, right? It's like the fast food industry versus like a sit down restaurant. And
Yeah.
so I think sometimes it gets a little lost on that side of that, things take time, especially if you want to do it right. Um,
That
and
is
then
so
like
true.
especially when you built like, tokenomics the way that we do and how much things can affect it. So there's always a lot of moving pieces, but
I wanted to read like one of the comments Octo said in the chat in
okay.
the Blaze chat. So for people who are
Oh yeah,
watching us on
I'm
X,
completely forgetting about the Blaze
that's
chat.
okay.
I gotta
That's
like
okay. Because it's like I was gonna say, for people watching us on X, you gotta come watch us on Blaze, because that's where I read the chat. I don't read the X chat. But Octo said that he's met a few newer users that didn't even know Blaze was a Web3 platform, and that's a win. And that is definitely a win. And it's like you don't even, as we were talking earlier, you don't even need to know that it's like on like it's a crypto product, and that's why I feel comfortable shilling it to anyone. And I have been like, I've met like other streamers since I started streaming and like posting about the fact that I stream and like the games that I play. Like I've been talking to some like other streamers and like game devs and like just different people, and they don't know about Blaze, and they're like instantly kind of like curious about a new platform where you can go and get like monetized like quickly, because Twitch is a pain in the butt. It's like I was mind blown by the fact of how long it takes people to even start getting viewers, and the fact that you don't even you can't even get subscribers at first. Like I didn't know that was a thing. You have to wait and you have to qualify to even for people to start subscribing to your channel. And then it's like people who cope, and I think that's like literally pure cope. It's like, oh, but like, yeah, you have to wait like 3 years to get anybody to watch you, because like Twitch has to figure out that you're streaming for the love of streaming. And it's like, okay, but like the biggest part about streaming is connecting with other people and talking to like other people who are coming to watch you. So if you take that away from streaming, like what am I even doing? I don't want to just sit here and like play games to nobody, because that's the whole point. No, or am I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, and part of it also too is, yeah, you hear that a lot, right? It's like, well, you got to, put in your time, or you got to be, but it's like, well, yeah, I get that argument, but it's such a mute point now, because it was that way, sure,
Mhm.
like 5 years ago, but now it's just, you don't. That's not what gets rewarded, right? We see that that's what rewarded on these platforms. It's who can figure out ways to pay bots or disguise their bots and get like,
Mhm.
so it's not that anymore. And the people that are saying that are just those that had put in all that time, build up
Mhm.
their audience there, and they, are the biggest thing with competition, right? Is you have two ways to react to it. You can build and
Mhm.
get better, or you can like fear it, right? And so
Mhm.
you'll see people will always have like a home, and that's perfectly fine, right? And we understand, like, hey, we're not trying to like steal those people. Their minds are made up, but they'll never give another platform a time of day. If you're loud enough, maybe they check it out, but most likely they're going to come in hostile, just
Mhm.
because they're afraid, right? They fear
Mhm.
what they don't know, and they see the excitement elsewhere, and it makes them nervous because they logged all those times and hours and things like that. But yeah, I think those days are long. It's not like that anymore. Like when we were talking
Yeah.
about the discoverability at an all-time low, like unless you're one of those, unless you're the top 1%, like if you're a streamer starting new in the past like year, or even to like today,
Mhm.
good luck out, on those other platforms. And it's doesn't what worked 5 6 years ago, these people that are telling you, oh, you got to put in your, like, that doesn't work anymore, because you can't
Mhm.
compete with the, like, cheating, really, right? Like all
Yeah.
the bots and all those things that are happening. It's just very very hard. And so, um again, that's why we kind of said about it this way, is it takes away that, you know like, you don't see bots on Blaze. And if you do, the algorithm and the things that we've built, you don't get rewarded for bots, right? We've seen people come in with bots, and eventually they stop them because
Mhm.
it's not lucrative, right? The bots cost more than, like, if you ever log on and you see, if you scroll down to like the live now and you scroll down to the bottom, every once in a while somebody will pass through our own detection, that removes them, and they're able to get, like, every once in a while see like 20, right? But they're
Mhm.
all the way at the bottom. And it's like,
Yeah.
well, why are they at the bottom? Well, it's because the community, like, again, the algorithm is also dependent on the backstage pass voting and the
Mhm.
community. And so the community isn't going to vote and support and amplify people that are botting, right? So they stay at
Mhm.
the bottom, they don't get views, they don't earn, so they're just paying for bots and it's not getting a return. So
Mhm.
eventually either they go away or they just stop botting altogether, and then they grow, right? And so,
Yeah.
like, even our down to our algorithm and the ownership that we give to the users is also a big bot deterrent, besides all of our back end stuff. So, again, we're just trying to, a lot of what we've done is just really addressing a lot of the issues that we saw, and that's, again, that's one of the beauties of coming late, is a lot, I'm not trying to take away, like, because obviously we wouldn't even be here, building this, if it wasn't for the Twitch and Kicks and all those that came before us. But at the same time, we also get to learn from their mistakes, right? And so going out and just building the same thing but putting it on Web3 does everybody a disservice. And that's what
Mhm.
we've seen a couple have tried to do in the past and have failed. Or they go
Mhm.
so hard into the Web3, right, where you have all these tokens that are launching, or the creator
Mhm.
coins, like your pump funds and the arenas, and that's just so crypto native that There's the was it 6.5 million streamers. Only 1% really even care about crypto or are interested in it, right? So
Wow.
you're going to build a business and then exclude 99% of the community because you're going to, cater to the
Yeah.
1%. Like I've never seen a community or like, a platform or a consumer product that caters to 1% and does well unless it's an established brand or has like, maybe some of these like upper echelon, like luxury cars or, handbags and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've never been a business model of catering to 1% of a community and hoping to do well.
It really doesn't make sense. And um there have been other people who like have wanted to build like streaming platforms and basically do like a Twitch competitor. And they started off with like NFTs and all of them, yeah, like you said, they never did good, and they basically failed before they even started. And so that's why, like, I don't know how. When was Blaze, like, when did the dev team started building Blaze? Like, how long did it take
Um,
to
it was
launch?
well over a year ago now.
Mhm.
I want to say maybe they start was probably roughly like maybe like 16 months ago, if the
Oh
math
wow.
maybe adds up. Um, Anywhere from like I guess it was around 14 to 16 months ago. Um, Yeah, and like that was but and that was the twofold part of it, right? Is one, we were trying to tackle the streaming industry issues that we saw on the Web 2 side, right? On your Twitch and Kick, but then also, tackle that issues that we saw of all the failures of the Web 3 side, right? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like we want to have that crypto doesn't survive or thrive or continue because of like an NFT or meme coin, right? Like whoever, like those days are long gone. Like everyone can live that, pipe dream and hold
Mhm.
on, hope. But like I've never been to where that's what's going to have the adoption and everything, right? It's the
Mhm.
underlying technology. So we wanted to give Blaze is that happy medium of the 2, right?
Mhm.
Give them the UX UI that they're used to of the Twitch and Kick, right? That forward front facing, but then use the benefits of the blockchain technology, right? Not the tokens and all those
Mhm.
things that, people are a little skeptical and afraid of, the of meme coins and all the like creator
Mhm.
tokens, but use the tech, right? Being our own layer 1 blockchain and having
Mhm.
that controlled fee predictability, keeping everything house, no chain congestion, the
Mhm.
speed. You've seen like from when we get a lot of streamers that have been streaming for 5+ years or and are
Mhm.
multi-streaming, the first thing we always get is how impressed they are with our latency, of how
Mhm.
quick we've been from day one. Because they remember those early days of the other platforms where latency was easily 15, 20, 30 seconds.
Mhm.
And now we're consistently like 2 seconds
Wow.
faster depending on where you're located, at
Mhm.
max 3 or 4. And if it's more than 4, it's normally some sort of issue and then our devs just fix it. So,
Mhm.
you know, the people instantly, are still, and it is changing, right? Because it's growing. We've seen more. I remember when 1% of the population owned crypto, right? Now we're up to 10%, right? So it is growing and more people are becoming less skeptical of it.
Mhm.
But and there is such a negative connotation sometimes when people again just are afraid of something or don't understand it.
Mhm.
And when you look at it from the technological side and what it can allow you to do and the benefits of moving a company or a corporation onto the blockchain, um, there it's a lot. It's from a cost standpoint, from a speed, from all those things that you want in a streaming platform. There's a reason these other platforms aren't turning a profit month over month
Mhm.
for 15 years, right? And so,
Wow.
um, yeah, we're trying to just find that happy medium and
Yeah.
be able to, you know, satisfy both audiences and then grow something where you're also then taking care of your users, which
Mhm.
we still really haven't seen any platform do outside of them getting paid, right? Which,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, that's also coming mainly from other users, right? Which
Yeah.
is not really a platform thing.
Is Yeah, and I think for me, and as I told you, I'm not like somebody who's like ever been into like the tech of like crypto. Like that was never something that was really the main point of interest for me is I joined the space like 4 years ago for like art. So I've always been an art person. I've always loved collecting art, and I joined the space because there was artists that were that I was like a fan of, that were I knew about before crypto, and they had started to do art as like NFTs, and I wanted to own that art. I wanted to collect it, right? And so I've always been somebody who just literally just cares about art. I've never really cared about the tech. But one aspect of the tech that I think is very important, and that actually is also could be very, and not could, but it actually is like important for other streamers who maybe don't know anything about crypto and are not into crypto, is the fact that you get your payments like immediately, because that's part of like blockchain technology, and it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're going to get that money from streaming in your wallet, and you have it. You can withdraw it or like whatever, and it's like that part of crypto is something that's very that I understand very well, and it's something also that's very important to me because I grew up as a child of immigrants, right? Like more than 15 years ago, my parents had to leave my home country and go work in a different country. And back then, there was really no way of sending money. And that was such a huge issue because they had moved away to be able to work and send money to their family and to like me and my grandparents or whatever. And they had to, I remember in the early days, they had to like hide the money in like packages that they sent us, or like because sending it through like money, like Western Union, I don't know if
Hmm.
people know what that is.
Yep, like a
Like,
MoneyGram and
yeah, like
those things.
MoneyGram,
Yep,
like it was expensive because they take like
certified
a
checks.
big fee, and especially like back then. And so me, as somebody who grew up like that and remembers like, the hassle of my parents having to send money home, like it's so like it's such a revolutionary idea to be able to send money to anybody in the world, like in seconds, and you have it in your wallet, it's there. And that to me is something that even people, that anybody can appreciate. That is like, nobody can take that like money that's in your crypto wallet away from you. And so I was talking to another streamer recently, and she basically, I think she's like a mom, and she plays games and she plays on Twitch, and I had told her about like Blaze, and I think a big part of her was the fact that I told her that you could come on Blaze and you could basically qualify really quickly, and then you can start getting subs like immediately, and then you get even more rewards from like spotlight funds and whatever. And I don't know if she checked it out. I have to send her a message again and just like see how she's doing. But I think that's a huge part. Like, it's a huge deal for people. It doesn't matter if you're like know about crypto or you don't. Being able to basically get paid like immediately, no matter where you are in the world, is like such a huge thing to me, and I feel like to other people as well.
Yeah. And so I want to come back to that because there's a couple
Yeah.
things I want to touch on, and that's one of my favorite things to talk about. But I want to thank Uncle Funk. His ears must have been
Oh
ringing
yeah.
because we were just
Yeah.
talking about him, and he started you with the raid.
Oh
So
shit, that's
Funk,
true.
Funk and community, welcome in. I was just telling Snow that she was saying that she really wants an intro song, and I was telling her about the awesome CG777 song that the community made for me from the Funky Funk Bunch. That's what I'm calling you now, the Funky Funk Bunch. Just kidding, Uncle Funk. Um, but how that I use that now as my intro when I stream, and how it like pulled all the stuff from my ex, and it was just awesome. And so yeah, she was very intrigued. But so one, thank you for the raid and coming through. But it's so funny. We were literally just talking about the
Yeah.
community that the Citadel and the community that you built, and you're just very impressive of how long you've been doing it, and how active in your community that shows up daily is. But also going back to that is, yeah, I mean, that is 100% one of the biggest benefits of crypto is that peer-to-peer, frictionless, instant, borderless transactions, right? And so many people forget because to me, it's very, very easy to identify who was in crypto, especially Bitcoin, like before 2017 and after 2017, because just by the way they talk about Bitcoin, it's very, very easy to identify who was here early and who wasn't, because Bitcoin, and this is like, and it's funny, I'm so glad I have it up here. This is probably one of the best possible books you could ever read about Bitcoin. Um, and it talks about an event that kind of happened in 2017 where Bitcoin was actually hijacked.
Oh
And
wow.
so what I'm talking about is, and it's not in like the negative, so it was hijacked by its devs. And so
Mm.
the Satoshi, whether him or a group of people, the original vision of Bitcoin was a peer-to-peer transaction,
Mhm.
right? Source, not a digital gold, a store, what are they? What a store of value,
Mhm.
or like whatever else they call it, right? If people refer to Bitcoin as digital gold, um, a value stored asset, or all those little terms, like I know they got into Bitcoin after 2017, or they don't know anything about Bitcoin, right? At a fundamental technological level, which is fine, right? I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not like I'm not saying, trust me, like not everyone's going to read up on it, like not saying that, but it's very easy to identify, like just from terminology. And so, really, what happened was they purposely like, and you're like, oh well, if you send Bitcoin now, it takes like 10 minutes, right? And
Mhm.
that's by design. Like
Mhm.
it can be significantly faster. They don't want it to be, right? Like they slowed it down on purpose, and like not to go into the whole history of it, but was very much a design change by the Bitcoin devs,
Mhm.
not the tech. Like so they made it into that stored value asset, or the digital gold, or whatever that we call it today. Um, Now there's a counter argument to that, right? Because if you don't have the functionality of that peer to
Mhm.
peer transaction, and no one's using it in that way, does it still have that value, right? And so it's when either way, I want to go down that route. I don't want to hijack the thing. I don't want to hijack the block and take it off a place. But if you're interested at all in Bitcoin and how it kind of started, and the original vision, and then how we got to where we are now, it's hands down, it's a phenomenal book.
I
So
actually pulled it up on my browser, and I'm going to like probably either order it, like I don't know, I'm gonna try to get it so I can read it
yeah,
because
and
that's like really interesting.
it's not a bad read. And I wonder if I don't know. If you're in the States, there is an app. It's called Libby,
Mhm.
Libby,
Mhm.
where you can essentially connect to your local library and
Mhm.
get like a digital library card. And like, so I have to drive like 25 minutes, 30 minutes to work. And so instead of listening to the same radio or Spotify, I
Mhm.
started listening to audiobooks on the way to work.
Mhm.
And it's a free way to get books and listen to. So, you can always check that out if you're I know some people like audiobooks and some don't. Like I'm a nerd, like I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
I like the physical book. I have a library. I like the smell of a like the book
Yeah.
walking into a bookstore or a library is like probably the most one of the most exciting things for me, which sounds so pathetic
Oh, but it
saying it
is
out
for me
loud.
too.
So I like a
I love
physical book,
reading.
but I can't read and drive, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not a big music. I like listening to music, but it's more background. Like my wife's
Yeah.
really, really big into music. She's always up to date with the latest artists. She finds songs and I listen to them before they're on the radio. Like she's so like,
Wow.
but I could kind of like care less. So I started listening to the audiobooks, and it was a nice way to there was like a couple of books where it's like, oh, I would read it, but I didn't really books are expensive now too, right? You're looking
Yeah,
at
they
30
are.
bucks, 40 bucks sometimes when a new book comes out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I wait a little bit and I listen to it for free. So there you
Yeah,
go.
I mean, I am not in the US anymore. I used to live in the US. I moved
Okay.
away like 2 years ago. And so now I'm in Eastern Europe with my American husband.
Okay, nice. So then I don't
um
know how that would work. I don't know how like library system looks like
well,
outside of the US, but
I have a card. I have a library card still. I have my library card from the US, but I don't know if I would be still able to log into the website. I haven't tried in a long time. I just
yeah,
need to try it and see if it still
yeah,
works.
it's worth it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, even a lot of libraries have, they're all digital now, right? So there is
Mhm.
audiobook access directly from the libraries, and so there's always a way. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking out or buy. I mean, it's a great book. It really is.
I mean, I could, I would probably buy it. I mean, I could buy it for my Kindle even because I can you
Yeah.
could buy like you could buy digital books for not that much on Amazon,
Yeah,
and
start
it's not.
delaying. Can't you delay your Amazon packages? Like, don't get the 2 day. Build up the digital credit, and then you can get books for free.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I started doing that. Um, I order from Amazon a fair amount, like I'm sure like everybody else, and
Yeah.
you get the 2-day shipping, right? Well, there's an
Yeah.
option. Well, again, I don't know. In the States, there's an option
Mhm.
to delay that 2-day shipping. And if you delay it, it ends up normally being like 3 or 4 day. It literally only adds a day.
Yeah.
You get a digital credit. And so I ordered stuff. Oh, Rec, Rec drinks.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I ordered their newest launch from
Uh-huh.
Amazon.
Yeah.
I didn't do the 2-day shipping. I delayed it one day. I got a $2 digital credit. So like me and my wife will normally watch a movie once a month that we are able to buy on Amazon for free because we just delay the shipping and not need stuff in 2 days.
Oh, that's really crazy. Yeah, but I wanted to say thank you. A bunch of people are voting. So like Future voted for me and JT voted for me. Like thank you guys for coming in and voting. And then it's funny because Uncle Funk said that he used to almost live in the library and they had to throw him out at closing. That's really funny. Um,
I have a feeling Uncle Funk gets thrown out at closing of a lot of places, not just library. I'm just kidding, buddy. And Future always
that's
coming
so
through.
great.
Appreciate
Oh, that's really great. But yeah, so what part, as I said, like one of the things that's very just important to me is the fact that you could just, you could get like subs and like you could get like, I don't know, you could just get your money from Blaze like immediately, and I think that's like really important for a lot of people. And another thing that I wanted to kind of like talk about was since okay, so I remember you and my friend Ira and I were on a stream like way back whenever Ira and I were Ira had her first stream, and then
Yeah.
after she
She had a
had her
good
first,
stream today too. I caught a piece of it
yeah,
with
she's been
with Chara and a bunch of other people.
yeah, she does like weekly gaming streams, and I was on there last week and I lost like because I hadn't played that game enough. Anyways, doesn't matter. I was on there last week and I lost like the loser that I am. But so she had so yeah, she had her first stream on Blaze, and we talked about being onboarded onto the platform and how that worked and like all the essential information. But it's because I've been streaming for 2 months and a half at this point. And it's like I just wanted to talk a little bit more about what happens after you've been on the platform for some time. And it's like a lot of people, I think, not a lot of people, but there's people who have questions about like growing on Blaze and just like building your audience and just being, I don't know, doing good. And I think I wanted to see what you have to say about that, as like what are,
Yeah.
because for example, as we were talking about Uncle Funk, he has like he came here with his whole community and like they're all
Hmm.
like super active, and I think he's doing really well. I always see him, he's one of the people that has always like the most people watching him, and
Yes. Yeah.
he's super engaging because I have like jumped in some of his streams, but I've not been like too much in there, but I have seen his streams. And so it's like I just wanted to talk a little bit about how to grow as a creator on Blaze. And then, after we hear from you, then it's like, I wanted to say like, how what I've been doing, if it matters to anybody who's watching.
Yeah. So I think there's a couple ways to tackle this, right? And so I think a good analogy is looking at like say the music industry, right? Like if you look at a musician, right, they
Mhm.
play at a venue, right? So
Mhm.
if who like do you have a favorite artist? Who would be your favorite artist right now?
Well, you probably don't know, but I have a favorite band, and my favorite band is called Hertz. And they're like a
Okay.
UK based band. I love
Oh,
Hertz.
I should also not have asked the girl not from the US her favorite band because then I obviously would know. But so say for like a Taylor Swift, right? I mean
Okay,
you at
Taylor
least know
Swift.
she's yeah, Taylor Swift. Very, very just a small little artist, right? Just a nobody. If Taylor Swift puts on a concert at
Mhm.
a venue, right? She's gonna draw in hundreds of thousands of people, right? Because she has a community, she built this over time. If I go to that same venue the
Mhm.
next day and
Mhm.
I'm gonna sing,
Mhm.
I'm gonna have nobody show up, right? And is do then I look at the venue and say, hey, like, why do I have nobody here?
Mhm.
Right? Like, no. So I think ultimately, so many people like to point at different like platforms and say different things, right? And I think ultimately, if you're a streamer you're almost like an artist, right? You are putting on a show. Every stream is a show, whether
Mhm.
it is, electric and exciting, or you're playing a game or a podcast. Either way, it's a performance in some capacity.
Mhm.
And it's your job as the performer to grow a community, put on a good show, etc. Now, with that being said, I do think there are things that platforms can do that can help, right? And
Mhm.
I don't think any other platform is doing anything to help, which is a lot
Mhm.
of the frustration. But
Mhm.
I don't think it's ultimately the job of the platform to do those things, right? The
Mhm.
platform is a platform, just like a music venue is a venue. It is the responsibility of the creator, streamer, singer to fill that venue. And so, I think that's ultimately, it's like, if you're a creator, the biggest way to grow is to interact and engage, right? And that's not just pressing live button and going. It's posting it across different socials,
Mhm.
saying what you're doing, keeping people up to date, um, being in different places to help yourself grow. And then you can have a home, but it still is about exploring and just trying to tap into different audiences.
Mhm.
But then I think what Blaze does to help grow better is, in some ways that people won't even realize, right? And
Mhm.
I think it's very important. I think the low hanging fruit, because I get all the time, it's like, how can I grow on Blaze? Well, it's like,
Mhm.
well, use the tools that are provided to you, right? I mean, you'll see, obviously the lowest hanging fruit is to hop into other chats and engage, right? To interact with other streamers. The more people see your name, the more, and not like, hey, come watch my stream, right?
Mhm.
If they see you, right? Like when I go to vote, I think of like, oh, who did I interact with this week? Who have I seen a lot? Who have I seen live? Who have I seen
Mhm.
posting on X? Things like that. So if you're engaging with people genuinely, they're going to remember the name. They're going to see you. But there's other things that are on Blaze that, if you use the tools, again, like even the backstage passes, right?
Mhm.
Now, there's two ways that you can vote, right? You can go to backstage pass tab and vote, and they don't get notified. It's kind of like private. Or you can go right to a stream. You can click a button, and then what does that do, right? So say I just send here, boom, I send 7 votes your way. I don't even have to say anything, but
Yeah.
it just, boom, right in the chat, it says
Yep.
CG777 took the stage. So you just, again, that's your name being out there. You're giving somebody a vote, which, everyone, as you'll see, is super, super appreciative of when they get votes. Other people, everyone else in the chat sees your name, sees you giving votes. So again, it's just like we were talking, like, that, what's the saying where it's like, you were saying how your friend reached out, and it's like, yeah, you might tell them once about Blaze, right? And they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I need to check it out." It's not till you tell someone a third or fourth time before it actually gets ingrained in. And so
Mhm.
the more that people see you, again, with visibility and discoverability, the better your chances are of building that audience. And
Mhm.
so what we're doing with Blaze is, there's a reason that we built that vote and support right there on the main page. One, it's big and bold, encourages people to do it, and then it notifies in the chat so people see it, right? So it's another way to get discovered where, um, you know, people that maybe weren't even familiar with me, but they come into your stream. Now they see me there voting for you, engaging,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
it's like, oh, I saw CG this. CG also voted. And
Mhm.
now CG's live. Oh, let me go check him out. Right.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so these are things that we can do. And then again, like if you have passes in your vote, you earn, which gets you more, which can get you up the discoverability of just with the algorithm. So there's tons of tools built into Blaze that people might not even realize, but are very beneficial and to help you with things like the discoverability, cultivating an audience, and growing.
Yeah.
But ultimately, yeah, I think the biggest thing is just take ownership of, now we're very, very lucky because I think the majority of the Blaze community does this.
Mhm.
So, but what I see from, obviously, as I get the algorithm on X does the algorithm things, I'm grouped in with a lot of streamers and creators, and across other platforms. And and negative always amplifies, right? Like, just like the news, negative news sells. So you see a lot of the complaining or people upset with things. But I think there is a little bit of a lack of, ownership or accountability,
Mm.
sometimes, because it's always just easier, right? It's always easier
Yeah.
to point fingers,
For sure.
somewhere else. So I think it's a little combination, but really, bringing it all back, I would say use the
Mhm.
tools that are available to you, because you may not even realize, but they are designed to help you grow as a creator. Now we can only
Mhm.
control that growth on Blaze specifically,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's definitely there for a reason.
You know what's funny to me? It is kind of the same thing. It's like if you want to grow on like any platform, the advice I think in my opinion is always the same. And so what I have been doing, like, because it's like I have, I'm proud of my Twitter account because I've been growing it for like 4 years and it's not as big as some other people's, but I also haven't been bad on there and I haven't like done anything shady. So I've just organically been growing my X account for like 4 years, and to me the advice is kind of like always the same no matter like what platform I start using. Is like I always in that, and I've been telling this to people too, it's like you always have to genuinely try to connect with other people, because if you're not doing it genuinely and you're not interested in that other person as a person and you don't really like what they're doing, but you're just going in there or like either going on their social media and like commenting or like being on their stream or whatever you're doing, if it's not genuine and your goal is just to basically get something out of them, it comes out like
Mhm.
sooner or later, and usually like pretty soon, like sooner rather than later, like people pick up on it. So it's like the thing that I do is like I always go into something and I go in it with like my purest of hearts. It's like, okay, I am here and I am just going to have fun. And it's like I'm going to find the people that I like and I'm going to talk to them because I like them and because I like what they're doing. I like what games they're playing, or like on X, it's like I like what you're talking about. You're in the same project as me. And it's like way back whenever there was a lot more anime NFT projects on East, like we had like this whole, it was like a huge, it was crazy. It was like the crazy times. I remember how no matter what Discord I went into, somebody always knew me, and at some point it was like, and I'm not trying to brag, but it was just like people just knew because I also worked for like an NFT project that was like anime based. And so it's like no matter where I went, somebody recognized me from my community. And it was really fun for me because I never expected that that would be something that would happen. But it was also like, I don't know, it taught me that if you're just genuine and you like are just loving what you're doing and you're trying to make friends and just really like be interested in others and connect with them, that's the biggest alpha. It's like no matter what you're doing, that's the way to organically grow. No matter what you're doing, is just to be genuine. And it's like if you, and unfortunately it's like some people, it's like I don't think it's for everybody. I don't know how to say it like nicer than that. It's like, not everybody's meant to do everything in life. And it's like some people are going to try and it's not going to work out for them, and it's like, but it's like it's I don't know. It's just like it's just what it is, and I don't know how else to
Yeah,
say it.
it's reality, right? Sometimes it is a hard truth, right? Like not
Yeah.
everybody. Like I wish I was a good gamer, right? Like there's a reason you don't see me playing first person shooter games anymore. Like I
Yeah.
stink, right? And I don't like not being good at something, and it's not fun for me, right? And so there is like, yeah, not everybody is good to be a content creator. Not everyone is a streamer. Not everyone can be a dev or whatever it might be. And sometimes, you know, you just have to face a hard reality. But I think,
Yeah.
like you touched on a thing is very similar to content creation is authenticity shines, right? Like
Mhm.
surviving in a space, growing. If you look at some of those biggest followers, like like being authentic, and it comes across even more in streaming because you have that face interaction, right?
Mhm.
You can't hide behind a blank screen. Sorry, I also think that well, welcome Badger too. But I think Future and Veroshi seem to be having like a vote battle. I think they
Oh,
both
yeah.
have like done over 150 votes each at this point for you as we're
Oh my
going.
gosh.
Oh yes, Veroshi, thank you for reminding me. We got to pick a date. I do want to do a Lego build off soon. We're gonna do a Lego build on Blaze,
Oh hell
and like
yeah.
do a race. So we want to find one that everyone can get on
Yeah.
Amazon. I have
Uh
one
huh.
in mind. It's like $50, so it's not an awful price point, especially when you talk about Legos. It'll
Mhm.
be relatively quick. I think everyone can build it in like under a half hour. Um, And so I think that'll be a lot of
That
fun.
would be so much fun.
Okay, so we are definitely going to do that. There you go, Veroshi. We will 100% make that happen soon. I think we'll just have to pick a date, and if you and hopefully everyone can make it. It seems a lot of people make the epoch flip, so maybe we
Yeah,
set it around there. Um, and we'll see what we can go. But that'll be fun.
that
But
would be fun.
I lost where I was going because of the chat. But yeah, I think. Oh yeah, the authenticity coming across is yeah. I think that's obviously the biggest thing, right? And then and you can also like instead of being a lot of people get jealous of others, right? They'll be like, well,
Mm,
why are they like maybe sometimes instead of like instantly going to jealousy, see what they're doing. Like, why are they
yeah, right.
successful, right? Because our platform is different than other platforms. It's like they're not successful because they bought it or they're like
Mm-hmm.
there's this top, famous influencer, like whatever. And even then, like you can still look at them and say, why are they successful? Okay, well, they didn't just start off with 100,000 followers, right? They
Right.
grew. So instead of just instantly going to the not liking them or despising
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it might be,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
see why they're at the top of the leaderboard every week. What are they doing? Right?
Yeah.
Like I look in this chat right now and we see Veroshi,
Mm-hmm.
Badger, Octo. Like I see the Black Fox, Funk. These are people at the top of the leaderboard every week. And here they are again in the chat. So this is telling me those that are active, whether it's streaming or engaging or interacting, people
Yes.
are seeing their familiar names and they're doing well. Fluffy, there's a reason these people are at the top. Future, now that Future is finally streaming, not an alt. Um, so like they're like you start, you know what I mean? Like I'm seeing a pattern, right? If I'm looking in this chat right now and I'm seeing 10 of the top 20 people, that should be a sign to anybody else new to the platform. It's like, hey, well, here you go. Like these are the people that are leading by example, right? And
Yeah.
so,
It's like go and check out what they're doing. Why
yeah.
are they? And that's what I've been like doing. I've been trying to figure out, well, what are they doing to like do
Mhm.
good on the platform. And it was funny because that's how I came up with like the idea. And it's like, the art that I do is like just like a small, like, I don't know. It's like, it's like a small token of appreciation that I like give to people every month, but I thought it was like a cool idea. And it's like I've never done NFTs before, and thanks to Blaze, my first ever NFT is on AVAX.
Nice. I love it. And
So
I have one.
I know, and it's like to me, I don't know. That to me is like such an exciting thing to do. And as I said, it gives like Blaze has given me time to play games again, and to just have some me time and to also do art again. Because it's like I haven't been doing art for like years, and I finally feel like I have some time. And like sometimes I stream it, and like I just sit down and I do some art, and then I can just I turn it into NFTs, and then I give it to people who are sub to me, and that's I don't know. And when people receive it, it's just like I don't know. It's just really fun for me, and it's like I feel happy when people are like my art. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's like I don't know. And it's like if you like art, it's like yeah, I love art. I like getting art. I like buying art. That's all I do is like I just love art. And so Blaze has just been really great with like encouraging me to do like just so many different things that I didn't have time for, or like I wasn't setting time apart to do. And I think that's and Iris here on X saying hi.
Hi,
Um
Ira. Great stream earlier, by the way.
you
I
should
did
come and
catch.
hang out on Blaze.
I, I caught a piece that it
Yeah.
was streamed on Blaze. It was
Okay,
streamed on
cool.
both. I
Cool,
caught it
cool,
on
cool.
Blaze actually.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, no, it's awesome to see the art integration. Obviously, some of them came with us from Salver,
Mhm.
which was really, really cool because I mean, today I locked in, I saw someone doing recycled art. She had the
Mhm.
full mask on and was doing stuff.
Oh,
I
cool.
think Dev and Draw was live. There was like three or four artists live, which was really cool to see them. She was painting real time. Um, the recycled art, it looked like it was some sort of play. It's kind of hard to see. And she had the mask on, like the toxic mask, like kind of respirator. So I couldn't really hear her talking into the microphone, but it looked awesome, whatever she was
Mhm.
building. Triz is drawing. I also like what
Trezia.
Veroshi just said, too. I'm going to use that. I might tweak it from not even
Mhm.
Blaze, but what you do when you're not on Blaze matters just as much as
Yes.
what you have on Blaze. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle because obviously time is not an infinite resource.
Mhm.
Um, and you know, if you're trying to grow as a creator or streamer, you can't only grow during the stream, which so many people think that's how it works, and
Mhm.
it's not. It is about using tools, and again, like we were talking about Blaze making things easier for you.
Mhm.
The third thing that we have coming, so we kind of touched a little bit on Blaze. We haven't really even touched too much on Blaze Prime. So we have Blaze Prime.
Oh yes,
We
Blaze
we
Prime.
have yeah, we can come back to that. Then we have the kind of hidden thing that's I did tell you a little bit of alpha
Mhm.
before. So we have that coming, and then our third big thing is going to be this month is exactly that is well maybe the third thing might not be this month. That might be a month from now is going to be helping creators grow outside of Blaze through Blaze. So
Yes.
we are trying to help with the pains again, like good user experience, right? Like not only do we want a clean UI, but we want that
Mhm.
user experience, and that comes from so much more. We're looking the way that we look at it at Blaze is for we want a good user experience for a streamer, right? Not just for the platform. So if you are a streamer, why would you stream on Blaze
Mhm.
as opposed to the other ones? Besides, everything else that we talked about, the instant payments, no platform fees, all that, right? I think one of the biggest things too, and this is a lot of times what I'll tell people, is that your viewers can earn,
Mhm.
which is not something that's common elsewhere, and earn week over week, and it can compound and grow. So not only can they earn, like a one-off thing, but they can grow with you. So if you're a streamer, another, bit of alpha is utilize backstage passes, right? Like if you get, X amount of Blaze and say you turn it into 10 backstage passes,
Mhm.
maybe put 8, but maybe think about giving 2 to, like, do a giveaway or give it to a
Mhm.
community member, right? Or someone that already comes in. So, 1, most likely, they're probably gonna use that pass to vote for you, so
Mhm.
you're not technically losing anything. But then 2, it gets them to earn like, it gets them into Blaze, right? And I'm not
Right.
talking about maybe just people that are already on Blaze, right? Like, go out and, um, say, like, say you have someone that you engage with daily on X that's a really, really good
Mhm.
friend of yours, and that they may watch streams or into it, whatever. Be like, "Hey, I got these backstage I'd love to give you a backstage pass. Here's what you can do on,
Mhm.
Blaze." You can walk them through it even, right? Like, "Hey, here, like, you can vote for me or go vote for somebody. You can see what you can earn. Come back on Tuesday, you can collect, and then you just onboarded somebody. That
Mhm.
easy." And what is a better onboarding experience than to onboard somebody that, hey, if you do this each week, you're gonna make money, right?
Right.
Like there's is no better onboarding experience than here's a gift that's gonna pay you every single week, right?
Mhm.
But it's more of like, hey, that it clicks, right? It clicks for them where they're like, whether they're a streamer or just a viewer, like that's when I see it, right? And that's the beauty of with streaming is normally if you ever watch any of my streams, I start with a game, and next
Mhm.
thing you know, I'm walking through the platform or I'm doing something, and you a lot of times people hop into my stream and they catch me in the backstage voting tab because I'm explaining, showing real time how to adjust,
Yeah.
and but I love doing that because I can physically see streamers, like you can see it right when it clicks for them when they're like, oh, like they see real time, the earnings adjust what they get for voting. And so those are like that's I think the backstage pass mechanic is one of your biggest onboarding tools as a creator if used correctly. So that is another like thing, but yeah, there is not to go too much down that route, but yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot coming to be excited about for Blaze, and just more than the platform itself, right? We're tackling, like I said, like within a month we're going to tackle 3 major things that will just make the experience like even better.
Yeah. And I love what JT said. He said you will take a backstage pass and you will like it.
Yeah. Hey, however you got to give it to him, JT.
That's funny. But a thing about the backstage passes, so like since I joined the platform, I've been trying to like, and I've been hoarding mine. Like, I've been like hoarding mine. I've just been trying to get as many as I can. And finally, okay, so at first, whenever Blaze Prime started, I was like, I was live on stream. And I was playing Resident Evil, because that's all I do is like right now I just play Resident Evil when I stream. But I was playing Resident Evil and I was really into it. And then all of a sudden, like Blaze Prime started, and like people started showing up in the chat, and they were like chatting. And then Fluffy was like, "Well, you need to participate in Prime, and you need to go and chat." And I started like stressing out because I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, I was trying to play Resident Evil, and I was live, and then at the same time, I was trying to figure out what like Blaze Prime was, and it was like. It was really chaotic because I was not understanding what was going on, and then it was really confusing to me because at first I was like, okay, well, if I'm streaming, but then I have to go and like chat into other people's chats, and it's like it's just taking away from my stream. And then at some point I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop streaming and I'm gonna go hang out in somebody's like stream to like see what's going on. And I think I was either hanging out with like Mind Goblin or like JT. I don't know. I was one. It's one of it's one of them. And like because I was just so confused about what was going on and what I was supposed to do. And then yesterday we had Cedric was playing Pictionary, and we were all like in his chat. And then again, shout out to Mind Goblins Casino because I got addicted. So yesterday, like Cedric had his like Pictionary, and then I was also in while Prime was going, I was in Mind Goblins Casino, and we were like chatting in there. And I think it was because it was just me and him in the beginning. I earned backstage passes maybe more quickly because like I actually got like one. I got more than one from just chatting to him and like playing the casino. Does that make sense? Because like if there's fewer people in the chat, do you like earn,
Yeah,
like is
so
it more?
it's there's a lot to it, even more than what we kind of have already publicly posted. So it was designed to be a little surprising, right? Because
Okay.
the whole platform changes, right? During Blaze Prime, the whole UI of the platform flips, right? So when it hits, like whatever times, I don't know what time zone. I actually don't even really remember the times that we posted they are, but I think it's like 6 Eastern. When it hits
Mm.
that, the whole platform flips over,
Mhm.
and so there's a whole UX UI change. And so it was designed to be like a little like, oh my God, what's going on? But the way that you can look at Blaze Prime is there's two ways, right? It's um, you know, it's like you said, like you kind of ended your stream because you kind of want to get the backstage
Yeah.
passes. So it's twofold, right? Like if you're a streamer, it's nice because it's engaging, right? It's nice to have a stream that's very active like this one, right? Like you have
Mhm.
people, and the bots will die down, right? Obviously,
Mhm.
we're not going to reward them. We're filtering them out. We're
Mhm.
banning, IP banning, doing all those things. We might even implement some back end things where, again, this is like hypothetical. This is not
Mhm.
something that we're implementing, but maybe you have to like have a backstage pass in your wallet in order to get a backstage pass, right? And I
Yes.
don't think we'll do that because we do want to encourage new users. Like we don't want to eliminate somebody that might not be a bot. But like whatever we might do, we're working on it. We're aware of it. We knew it was going to happen. Whenever you do any sort of incentive, reward, things like that, stuff happens. But it's yeah, it's a little bit of a game, right? Like do you want to, do you need the active chatters? Do you want to
Mhm.
just put on a good stream, like have good clips? Like
Mhm.
do you want the backstage passes that maybe you do
Mhm.
go and vote? And then we're going to look at a lot of people were having login issues, and it wasn't like login
Mhm.
issues, is like they were open too many windows to try and chat. So if you open like X amount of windows, you're not going to be eligible for backstage
Mhm.
passes, right? So there
Okay.
is definitely some decisions that are going to be needed to make like during these
Mhm.
hours. Like if you want to be a streamer, if you want to be the viewer.
Mhm.
um and yeah, there's no right answer, and I think you can do both, right? There's
Mhm.
3 announced days during the week right now currently that we're
Mhm.
going to be doing it. So you can cherry pick when you want to do what. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
designed to be a little exciting.
Mhm.
There is higher likelihood of receiving. Well, let me double check and see how he reworded. I got to see how he worded the announcement and what he revealed. so I don't say things that I'm not supposed to
So you
because
don't spoil the
I know,
alpha.
yeah, I know how it works, but I gotta see what he conveyed.
Nice.
Um, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, so it was very interesting because, like, I think last night for me it clicked more. Like, I started understanding how it was working better because we were in Cedric's stream and he was playing Pictionary. And at that point, everybody was really engaged in the game, and like people were chatting because of the game. And then it got exciting because we were trying to get him to be number one. And so then people started voting for him and tipping him, and and it really clicked. So if you're a streamer and you have something exciting and you plan it around the days where like maybe Prime is going on, where you can have like games or like giveaways or whatever, it gets really interesting because it's like if all your friends come and you all are having fun. It was kind of like last night when we were like in Cedric's stream and we were like really like hyped up to try to get him to being first place. um and so it clicked for me, and then at that point, like I think I got like 8 backstage passes last night, and I was really excited because they're so expensive.
Yeah,
I was
and like
like,
right,
damn, I'll take 8 backstage passes any day.
and it was, and that's the whole thing, right? The excitement, like that's Blaze Prime being used correctly, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the desired outcome of us doing it, right? That's the best case scenario because you did have, a real community there, all earning, having fun together, right? Like Cedric loved it as the creator, like it made his game that much more fun, like you said, and then it's not it's not putting pressure on the streamer to have to reward, right? So again, like just like the backstage pass voting, where there's so much pressure sometimes on the creators to like put on this show, right? Like we talked about bringing it back to the very beginning. You're the performer. Well, it's become like, how do you reward, right? Like other platforms, you either have to directly tip your community or whatever it might be. Well, now this is an event that, you know, the platform rewards the users for being active in a chat or in your stream. And so it takes a little bit of pressure off of, and so just shout out Future. Future just gifted 4 more subs. I
Right.
don't even know how many he's up to now.
And I was trying to
Always,
gift, yeah, I'm sorry, I was trying to gift him a sub because everybody who subs to me this month, they're gonna get art. And so I want him to get art too, so I gifted him a sub
boom.
back.
So we'll put it out there too. So anyone that subs this month or is sub to you for this month,
Yeah,
like
so
they
for
have to sub this month.
yeah, they just have to sub this month, and then at
Okay,
the end
okay.
of the month, whoever is like subbed, even if they were subbed for like most of the month,
Oh, okay. So
even
if they were already
I give
subbed,
it
then they're
out.
good. Oh,
Yeah, it's
nice.
like so. Yeah, I try
We
to
love
give it.
art.
Yeah, I try to give it to as many people who support me, and like so. It's like if you sub or you've been subbed this month, I will give you art.
Yeah, I always yeah, especially, I mean, the red community. I see so many red members in the talking of art. Always have a special place for the red guys. Loving the Oh, let's go. Vroshi did $1,000 worth for the credit card subs payments.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
I'm very pumped that that is officially live. We have a couple things of how to make that end even better. One
Mhm.
more thing. I know there's one thing that we really want to do before we really push that out.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we're working on again, like what you'll see is it's very rare that something comes to Blaze and it's going to be the final product the first time you see it, right? So we are still looking at ways to improve it, make it better, make it more seamless, um, for both on ramping and off ramping. But yeah, Vershi, you're a legend, man. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're using it because that definitely helps us. Because I know Uku, yesterday was talking about like some things that he wants to do with that. So I'm sure your activity has helped him. Um, Vershi credit score on Blaze.
That's crazy.
And then yeah, it's actually Future showed me Future. Future, his X handle is a little funky. I forget exactly what it was, and I hope you posted it, Future. If you didn't, you should post the screenshot I sent back to you because when you take a screenshot, you include like your stuff that you probably want to cut out so people can't see from your phone. But so I clipped it for you and sent it back to you, but you should post it because he like Googled, and so it's like a Google AI agent, the difference between
Mhm.
like Blaze and like Twitch, and it was
Uh-huh.
awesome how quickly like even Google AI it didn't necessarily say like Blaze was better, but it kind of did. Oh, he did post it. Let me see if I can
Oh my
find
gosh,
it.
I need that screenshot too, because
It's
I'm going to
great.
show
I
the
was like,
shit out of Blaze.
yeah, I was like, this is awesome. Oh, he did post it. Okay, but you didn't post the one. You posted your one where it's showing the, your. Oh, future. I gotta help. I'll send you this. I'll send you the screenshot. Or well, you could essentially just screenshot his post, but it is funny. Um, yeah, it just highlighted some of the key differences, and it was like, I'm like, oh, this is great. This is like good marketing. Um, are we going to get stats on how much? Um, I don't know. I don't know why we would put that out. I can ask. Um, fuck them up. Oh, Jesus, JT. Um, I gotta stop. That's my one problem. I don't want to shoot. Sometimes I just read the chat, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
should like read it first before I just
Read
say
it
things.
first before, yeah.
Uh,
It's okay.
but
It's fine. It's fine.
but yeah, that was one update that we were kind of pumped for. Um, and we'll be doing more stuff around highlighting that soon. I
Yeah.
think we just might want to push one more little tweak first. Clips. Oh God.
So, so well, I don't want to miss like talking about anything. So we kind of talked about Prime. And I
Yes.
think that was like one of the most important things because I was like I don't know, I was so confused about it. And then like the first day that it happened, I was like, oh my god, like I was like panicking. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused. And then like I feel like last night like most of it clicked, and like the only thing is like I don't know. It's like sometimes it can be a little spammy, but literally that's like I feel like that's the only complaint that I have left at like this point. Because it's like when people are engaging with like a streamer that they like and it's like genuine, like how we were just playing games with like Cedric last night, that was like great. But then like some people of course are going to be like trying to farm or whatever, and that, as you said, that cannot be avoided. That happens everywhere, especially if there's any kind of monetary incentive. Like if you are giving people any kind of like I don't know free something, they get crazy, and it just you cannot help it, and it happens to everybody. But I think that you best you could do is just at least try to like I don't know moderate it in some way, at least
Yeah.
so it doesn't
And
get like
and they're
overboard.
easier fixes, right? It's much harder to build the mechanic to make sure the whole platform's like right, like to the whole platform UI flips, right? Like having all that is much like going back and fine tuning and not rewarding those people or banning them or removing them. Like that is the easier fix, right? Like we can have that.
Mhm.
Like I said, even Blaze Prime, we've done two, right? I think so far. So by the fifth, let's just say by the 10th one, it's going to look significantly different,
Mhm.
than when it first, like as far as the chatting, because again, just like we were talking about with bots, like if they're not going to get rewarded, they still, someone has to, either they build a bot or someone has to sit there. Like it's still time, right? They either have to sit there and type or spam, or they
Mhm.
build a bot that like when they're not getting rewarded and they're not getting back to pay and they're not, or like, if you're not getting rewarded from doing that, one, eventually you probably just stop doing it, right? So eventually they'll just naturally go away. Or two, we remove them, right? So over time, that will get better.
Oh no, I dropped out for a second.
You're back. Yeah. Where'd she go?
Oh
Where'd
no.
you go? Oh God. Sorry, that was Top Gun. I couldn't.
That was really funny. I'm
That's all.
sorry.
You're good. Any plans for yeah. Yeah, we're always rewarding streamers. Thoughts and feelings. Yeah, I think again, guys, like we see this, right? Like we see the same thing that everyone sees in regards to that. Um, you know, I think it'll be too like with it just bear with us, give us time.
Mhm.
It'll be straightened out. And Vershi, Yeah, I think I can probably get some information. I don't know much information myself. I actually haven't thought about it from that way. To be fair, I've been focused on the next two things that we have coming a lot. Um, but I can dig more into the credit cards. I know we're building out a campaign around it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Soon also, because we do just want to make that known that it's like I don't think we really did. I mean, we made like one post or maybe like two or three posts about it, so we haven't really pushed it. And I do know with some things that we have coming. Oh crap! Oh, and then Blazathon. Oh my god, I didn't even talk about Blazathon yet either because I know that's still relatively soon. But
Okay, well, that's. I think you
yeah.
can tell me about that before we forget because I don't know about Blazathon, and it's like I think I was like,
Oh,
that's another thing that I'm like, what? What is the? I see people like, some people have on their streams. It's like it says like Blazathon, but I have like I don't know yet.
yeah, so Blazathon was we did it. I think like I think we've done it twice now at launch and
Mhm.
then over the holidays, right when
Mhm.
everything was kind of like dead everywhere else. It was that was like one of our busiest times. Was like during the holidays, because we had like our another Blazathon or maybe the first. I don't remember.
Mhm.
It all blends together. But it's normally a designated event time where there's
Mhm.
just extra rewards going out through the
Mhm.
platform.
Mm.
Um, it was very much focused the first event on streamers,
Mhm.
right? Like when you were live, Blazathon account would hop in, it would give some subs or tips or um, hang out and chat even. And so we're bringing it back, but like everything, we're going to improve it, right? I think that one focused a very, very lot on just specifically the platform and streamers, which is great, right? And there'll still be a heavy emphasis on that. But I think Blazethon 2.0, it's going to expand a little bit. We're going to venture out even outside of Blaze to a degree. And we're just trying to, again, encourage, and we're doing these things ultimately to help not just our platform, but the creators as well, right? Like if you're only going live on Blaze, as a streamer, but doing nothing else to get yourself out there, you're
Mhm.
not going to grow outside of the growth of this platform, right? So you're
Mhm.
limited by so we are going to start doing those things to help other people grow, right? And nothing incentivizes people to do things, unfortunately, other than money. And so if we have to
That's so
fine
true.
tune how we extra rewards,
Mhm.
um, that's what we're gonna do. Because ultimately, we feel that it's better for the creator to
Mhm.
do the things that we would be encouraging through Blazathon. And so, yeah, it's gonna come back. But like I said, it's not gonna be a carbon copy. You still
Mm.
will see Blazathon hopping into streams, getting some subs, and doing the normal Blazathon things. But there's also gonna be um, set aside amounts of this pool that Blazathon will be rewarded to creators going out, like maybe doing other things. And I'll leave
Okay.
it at that for now. So
Okay. That sounds good. And it's like that's what I also have been kind of telling people is like you have to be like active in other ways. Like just like somebody else said in the chat, like it's important what you do when you're not on stream just as much as what you do when you're on stream. And it's like it's like I've been trying to I made a TikTok account and I've been posting like
I
shorts
did
on
too. Oh,
TikTok, and it's like I hate TikTok. I don't even I try to like not have it on my phone because it's like a black hole of my time when I use it. So I've been just going on there disciplinedly to just post like shorts from my streams and just figure out, and I've been trying to figure out their algorithm because it's like I'm chronically online on X, but that's just basically it. I haven't been posting much apart like on any other social media than on X. So it's like I made a YouTube channel. I made a YouTube channel after I started streaming on Blaze. I was like, okay, if I'm going to be streaming on Blaze, I might as well start streaming on YouTube as well and posting videos there. So it's like I've also been doing that, and actually I've been surprised at like the fact that I get views on my YouTube. Like cuz it was brand new YouTube with like zero activity before. And then I started posting the interviews that I do with game devs and they started getting views and I was like, "Okay, this is cool." And so it's like you as a streamer, you have to start like posting other places as well, and like try to do your best to, I don't know, stream on multiple platforms and just be on other places and just try to connect with other people so you can grow. Because it's like I don't think that just going live does does much. It's like it's literally all the work that you put in when you're not streaming that counts too, you
Yeah,
know?
it's like anything else. It's like what you put
Yeah.
into it is what you get out of it, and I think it's stuff like people that were here early. You get
Mhm.
complacent, right? You get a little.
Mhm.
It's like, well, you came, you had an audience, you were here early, so there wasn't many other competition, right? So
Mhm.
you have a pretty core audience. But as we continue to grow and as distribution of backstage passes gets bigger, more people are coming into the pools. It might challenge some creators to get out and have to start continuing to grow because or they don't, right? And if they're perfectly fine with what they're doing, then that's it, right? But I don't think if you actually want to grow, I don't think just staying complacent is going to
Mhm.
lead to growth. Now, I hopefully there is a little bit because of how we built the system. You should, but like if you're growing and you're not doing anything on Blaze,
Mhm.
then also think like, well, one, that's good because Blaze is partly doing hopefully what we wanted to. But imagine how much more you would grow if you actually went out and put in like effort, like you said. Like I know for me, I did it with Icy, and I'll probably do it with this one. Is like I signed up for Opus. I think it
Mhm.
cost me like $5 or whatever it was, and then I can put the whole VOD of this into that, and it'll AI. Like I'm not a great clipper. I know I'm not.
Mm.
I don't have time to do it, and my
Mhm.
clips aren't the best. But you know what? Like I still clipped it, and I still put it out there. Could it be
Mhm.
better? 1,000 times. But you know what? It's better than nothing, which is what I would have done if I didn't. So and then I did that interview with Icy when I was in a hotel at a conference, right? And
Mhm.
so, but I was able to turn that into about 15 clips that I've put out that, it's not much, but like I also, I monetize on X. So I got paid
Yeah.
for putting, and it's spreading the word of Blaze, getting more people, which also rewards me, right? Like,
Mhm.
because I'm a streamer on Blaze. So like everything that you do will funnel back to you in some way, right? And that's the beauty of content creation. Um, is streaming is almost that highest level, right? But it's all the other things that not only it helps you grow, but then again, it's content, right? Like you can be monetized on Blaze, X, and maybe eventually you do get monetized on one of these other platforms, right? And then, or you look at some of these things that are coming, like oh, how do I say this without if you looked at like what we did with our creator houses, imagine a more data driven version of that where you can say this is my concurrent viewership on X platform. This is what I do here. This is what I do here, and it's all displayed, and like you can take that to a game if you want early access, right? Like I saw Captain here earlier. Cap gets a
Mhm.
lot of early access to the game. He can
Mhm.
take his data and say like, hey, like not only should I get early access, but maybe you guys should pay me for this too,
Mhm.
right? And you're able, like, these are the tools that we're going to be building within Blaze or be partnered with, where again, it's just providing stuff to the creators. um it'll all make a lot more sense in like a month, but we have a lot of moving pieces that should all come together in like this great perfect like creator storm
Mhm.
overhaul.
Hey, and I'm glad I'm here for it. You know, I'm glad I started streaming before all this and I'm not late to Blaze. Haha, that's the alpha. And I've been telling people that, like, I've been trying to get people to come on Blaze and, like, stream and, like, I don't know. I'm shilling. And the thing is that like, I don't ever show almost anything, okay? And so it's like, cause I'm scared that I will suggest something to people that is not going to be great. But it's like I've been having so much fun with Blaze and I've been enjoying it so much. And it's like nothing bad can come from you just getting on this platform and streaming. Like literally, like what you cannot lose by coming today and starting to stream on Blaze. You really cannot. You can only win. And the earlier you are, the better it is. So you better get on here right now.
I love it.
That's how I feel. And it's like I've been trying to tell people. And it's like also I think I have a community that like they have been kind of watching my streams on Blaze, and they asked me to like once a week go on like Telegram and like stream there, and like we could play games together. But it's like I'm gonna be trying to get them on Blaze because it's like, we can stream on Telegram, but you could just come on Blaze. um in the chat is like, and there's been so many people in the chat, and it's like I haven't been able to read everything, but I just wanted to say that I'm like grateful to everybody that showed up and like hung out and like, was like talking in there, and they had like some really cool stuff that they said earlier, and like thank you for all the votes and the subs, and this is like really big proof how good the community of Blaze is. And it's like if you genuinely went out and made friends, like they do show up. And it's like I don't know, I don't know, it's just this is what happens, because if I was on Twitch right now, nobody would be watching me.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, I'm not saying yeah to that, but yeah, no, I mean, I get, and not just that, it's trying to get monetized as a newer creator, and I think that's ultimately the biggest thing, right? Is
Mhm.
while yes, it might be hard to grow your like it's hard everywhere, right? But it's
Yeah, for
infinitely
sure.
hard. I think it's infinitely harder everywhere else, right?
Mhm.
And so I think that's like one of the biggest things with Blaze is at least as a beginning streamer or a micro to mid-sized creator, I still believe that Blaze is the easiest and the best place to build and cultivate an audience
Mhm.
if again you're willing to put in the time, do it correctly, use the tools that are at your disposal. And again, then banking on Blaze, which, coming soon, is to add more tools and to make that process even easier. And will hopefully just kind of help launch, our
Mhm.
creators.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I don't know, I'm just excited about everything that, is coming. I'm looking forward to it all. I don't want to keep you for too long because I don't know, like, you probably have, like, other stuff to do too. but,
I do have to work at some
yeah.
point here.
Yeah, you have to get some work done before you go to bed.
Yeah, and then hopefully
Um,
not watch my Flyers lose another game tonight. But
um, anyways, like, I really appreciate you for being here and for like taking time to like talk to me. And I really think that we discussed like all the stuff that I was like really curious about. One thing was that I had like questions about like the backstage passes and stuff like that, but Mind Goblin talked to me about it last night, and I understand it better now. But we could also leave it for another stream. Like, I think you should come back and we could talk about Blaze more.
yeah,
Cause it's like,
I think, like I said, there's gonna be a lot. Obviously, we'll have some Blaze Prime fine
mhm,
tunings, probably some changes.
mhm,
There's big, things coming within the next. I think 2 weeks is the set date from
mhm,
now. I don't know if it's exactly 2 weeks, but before the end of this month, I know there's at least one major thing that'll be coming. Um, and then like so we have a lot in the pipeline. So yeah,
mhm.
I'm always happy to come back and talk about those things as well as any other questions that anyone might have. So
Yeah, it
of
was
course,
really fun. It was really
yeah,
fun. Thank you,
always
thank you. And also, like, I know I streamed these on Blaze and X, but like, I also upload them afterwards on YouTube. So I'm gonna put this on YouTube as well, cause now I
perfect.
have a
And
YouTube
then
channel.
I love it, and I might ask you for the VOD because I'll probably take that, put it into Opus, and then I'll have some clips, especially with
Oh, for sure.
this beautiful background you have of us, with the block and your awesome design. Like I love that, and so it's
Aw,
so
thank
much
you.
better than my normal background. So this will look
Yeah,
good.
thank you. I got into Canva like a lot, and I also got into like doing collages, and I also do them for my monthly art. So like part of the monthly art that I do is like a real life collage, like little collages. I don't know, and that came from me getting into Solana and like finding out that there's a lot of collage artists on Solana randomly.
Yes, there
So,
is. I have we have Bomb is a great collage artist on AVAX. I have some nice pieces from him, but it was funny when we were getting ready to launch art seasons on Salver, I
mhm.
went through kind of my wallet just to like kind of get like I have over 50,000 art NFTs
Yeah, wow.
throughout like yeah, through yeah, it's a lot. Throughout like Tezos, Ethereum, and I have way more collage art than I would have. It was like almost like 15%. So
Wow.
I also am very apparently fond of collage art and have collected even more than I realized.
It's
Um,
great.
oh, and Future coming in with even more stuff. I think Future has officially passed for. Sorry, Veroshi.
Wow,
Um,
future.
Future came in with 4 more gifted subs. Um,
Wow.
and another sub to himself. I can't keep track. But yes, Vershi, there will be a lot. But also Vershi, let's pick a Sunday before I forget too, because I don't want to keep forgetting. For the Lego build, we will lock in. Let's see. I gotta find one when I'm not on call. So Mother's Day is this. Maybe we do the 17th. Is the 17th enough time? Maybe not. Maybe we look at the end of May. No, I'll be in Florida.
Schedule it right now while
I
we're
know. I'm
here.
trying to.
It's
I
like
don't have my
right now, do it right now.
I don't have my call schedule in my calendar, and I should, but I want to make sure it's not on call because this is an activity I feel like I might want to have a couple drinks for because I think it'll be even more funny. Um, all right, we will.
Wow.
I will pick a date, and we will get that officially set up. And I'll put that out to everybody. We'll pick an official Lego. And it has to be unopened at the start, and then we'll build out some cool prizes for it too.
The people in the chat went crazy because V
Oh
Roshi
boy.
subscribed for like 19 months. It's like, dude, what is going on?
There's the cheat. You know what? Apparently, all you need to do is have Hiroshi and Future battle in your chat, and you're yeah, just two,
Oh
just two
my gosh.
titans going at it in the ring. It's like Ali and Tyson going at each other. Just shot after shot here. Um, wow,
Wow.
you guys are awesome.
You guys
I
are
love.
crazy. Thank you so much. I like
Well, but
really, really
also Snow,
appreciate it all.
that's a reflection on you. We love having you as a part of this
Aw.
community, whether it's hosting things like this, doing your haunted games, or just being yourself. Your pack rips, I do miss your. I mean, you know me and my pack rips. I miss the Lorcana ones. Um,
I need to, you know what? I need to get my hands on some One Piece because that's the only thing that I have never opened yet. And I need to figure out where to buy them from because last time I checked, like, I couldn't find them anywhere. They
well,
was sold out.
you just made Hiroshi that much more happier. I'm surprised he didn't, he talk about One Piece. That alone probably got you those 19 subs, but.
Wow.
Talking about One Piece, I might have officially finally have one pack
Wow.
from every collection
Oh,
made
shit.
in case and sitting right here, Roshi, and ready for Roshi and his One Piece. So yeah, One Piece cards
Wow.
are they're also really they are fun to open.
They are so good. Okay, so one thing that I'm gonna say about the One Piece cards, I have not opened them myself, but I have seen other people open them, and they have peak art. Okay, like One Piece has to me the best art of like all the cards, except. Okay, I'm gonna say this probably Viroshi's gonna not like me, but I like Azuki art and it's really good quality. And to me, One Piece and Azuki are like, they're
He
like
may
there.
not have seen the Azuki ones yet because so Roshi also plays One Piece, so
Oh,
he's
okay.
not only from the art, and he's also obviously a big art aficionado
Yeah.
himself. So I don't know if he's seen Azuki's, or he might have, but it's pretty it's definitely on his style. Like he would
Mm-hmm.
like it.
Yes. Oh,
Um,
we got some really good waifus coming in the next expansion. So
okay.
I'm going
Oh yes,
to.
okay. Hey
Okay,
Sheena, oh
okay.
Sheena's here too. Yeah. See, I never. Lorcana is tough for me. I bought the original one. I still
Mm-hmm.
have it sealed.
Mm-hmm.
I love Disney. Don't get me wrong. I love Disney movies, but I'm not like a Disney adult. Like, so I was
Okay.
never like, I'm not as attached to it. Like, I grew up, like, Pokemon was peak child. Like, I was 6 years old when Pokemon first came out. We weren't like, we were very outdoorsy. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
I played sports and we
Mm-hmm.
didn't like we didn't have video games. I didn't really watch TV. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
think I was allowed to watch TV until I was like 7 or 8. But the first video game console thing I ever got was
Yeah.
a Nintendo, and
Yeah.
the only game I had was Pokemon. So I
Yeah.
literally grew up with like I was the kid that was under my covers late at night with like, do you
Playing
remember that little
Pokemon.
light that came off of? I had that little like light that plugged into the side of the
Yeah.
Game Boy. that was like now I probably wouldn't. I'd be like old. I wouldn't even be able to see, right? Like I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
Pokemon, like So like I
That's
am
so
like
funny.
destroyed my eyesight probably, but we had a big like I traveled a lot for soccer, like to where we would go on the weekends. Like we would leave, Saturday and we'd like be out all weekend driving like 2 to 3 hours the
Yeah.
places in like our conversion van and I would either read a book or play Pokemon like on the Game Boy, and like that's how we were quiet in the car, right? Like you can only play I Spy and stuff for
Yeah.
so long, and like tablets and computers and phones weren't a thing then. So like I grew like Pokemon was like a center part of my childhood. So
Wow.
I'm much more attached probably than like Lorcana, but I have a couple cards somewhere. I do like them, but yeah, I'm much more Pokemon One Piece.
Yeah, the thing is that I'm just like such a like I am very visual. So for me, and it's like I don't have nostalgia for like anything Pokemon because, as I said, I'm like a child of like immigrants and like we didn't have anything because I grew up in like Eastern Europe where like back then it was like right after communism, so we literally had nothing. And so it's like it's very funny for me because my husband, because he's American and he grew up in America and they had like everything. He's always like, well, whenever you were a kid, didn't you guys have this game or like you didn't play this, you didn't have this? And I was like, no, we had communism. Like I don't know, like
Yeah,
wait, I don't know.
we had like pet rocks, and like we were
It's
like,
like literally
kick
had nothing.
yeah, kick the can. Like we didn't have Game Boy.
We didn't have no, and it's like, and it's really funny for me, and so I don't have nostalgia for Pokemon, but I've always really loved Disney, and what was special to me when I was opening the Lorcana packs was that I recognize all the characters. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm opening these cards and I see like Mulan and Mickey Mouse, and like I get excited because it's like I know all of these characters. The art looks really good, and I always like looked at I just am like really into I haven't tried the only TCG I actually play was Hearthstone, which is like I'm
Okay.
always like I don't know if it counts or not, but I think that it counts because after I was looking at the rules of how to play the Azuki TCG, I was like, okay, this is like Hearthstone. I know what this is about. So I think it counts.
Yeah, I've played most of them. Magic was like too hard. I didn't have the patience as a kid to try and play Magic. I definitely played Pokemon. I remember that. I would probably played like Yu-Gi-Oh, believe it or not, more because I think at the time it just came out at a good time where me and my brother were like at the age where we
Yeah.
each got like the starter deck. Like I remember he got the Blue Eyes White Dragon and I got the Dark
Uh-huh.
Magician set.
Yeah.
And so we would play each other a lot.
Oh, that's fun.
Um, so that was fun. And then V Friends. I played V Friends competitively when
Oh
they
wow.
dropped their
Okay.
TCG.
Okay.
And to me, V Friends is still like the best, which probably won't. Card wise, it's the worst art because
Right.
it's very very simple and like it's not like good artwork, right? Like it's very well. I mean, it's good because it's very kid friendly.
Uh-huh.
Um, but like from the standpoint of being able to like play a TCG game,
Mhm.
it's the
Mhm.
best because kids can play it,
Mm.
or there is like a crazy strategy to it too, where it can be very competitive but it's much simplified mechanics. It's kind of like
Interesting.
it's like a modified rock paper scissor mechanic in a
Oh,
way,
okay. Okay.
where not to go like too deep into it, but they I think really set the bar with their kind of TCG, and
Huh.
then to me like the Azuki and even the vibes is
Uh-huh.
more along like the Magic the Gathering, kind of a little bit more in depth,
Yeah. Yeah.
much more in depth. Whereas V Friends has that like kind of cross, but then V Friends also
That's
got
very
very expensive too. But
Yeah, that's very interesting because I've never been interested in like V-Friends. I don't even know if I can get it all the way out here in like the butthole of the world that I live in right now. But it's like One Piece is my next. Like I need to get some One Piece packs, and like if I find some, then we could probably open some packs on stream. Like we could have like a pack ripping. I love opening. Like I never was into opening any TCG packs, and now I'm like super really into it, and like I love. It's like so much fun. So if I get any One Piece, we can open it on stream, and that's gonna be like I think that's gonna be really fun. Twice Slice showed up too.
nice, yeah. Twice has been ripping. So I know she's been doing a lot of work with Gotcha, which was great.
Yeah.
And so she's been having some nice hits. I
Oh
think
yeah.
she does more Pokemon, but I think I've seen her had some One Piece hits. I could be wrong. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. And I don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you any longer. But it's like, it's just too much fun. Just
Yeah,
having too
it is.
much fun.
And I would say that is my hardest thing, I think, as a streamer
Mhm.
is ending streams.
Right.
It is very, very hard, especially when, like, because people come in at random points. Like, I always hope I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, well," like, in this case, I'm like, "Oh, well, twice just came in," right? So, like,
Yeah.
I don't ever wanna end, but someone's always just coming in. So, like, I got suckered into, like, streaming, like, an hour longer the other day because people came in and then especially if they, like, do, like, I'm not saying to anyone how to do stuff, but, like, if they come in and then they vote or then they sub, then, like, the
Yeah.
last thing I wanna do is end it, right? And so
Right.
then I'm like, "Oh, no." But it is hard. But yeah, I do have to run. I
Or
thank you for
oh,
doing
oh,
this. Oh,
oh, I
there
dropped
you go.
out again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and why
No, thank you
before
for coming.
before you get dropped, I think they're telling us like, okay, you two need to go.
Time to
We've
go.
had enough of you two.
Okay, and we're gonna raid. Let me raid.
Oh
I'm gonna
yes,
raid
definitely.
Mind Goblin because I just saw him. He's like on here. I don't. I wonder what he's playing. He's been playing this like pirate game. And it's been really funny watching him play because he also gets really mad at it, and so and he's really funny. So let's go raid Mind Goblin. I just,
Love
how
it.
I end my stream, I'm like, okay, we're just gonna raid somebody, and then I just dip out.
Dude, raid has been the best thing ever for me because when I remember to raid,
Mhm.
it forces me to end the stream.
Yeah.
And so like
Right. The
raid
same
is
thing.
yeah, I if I would have realized that, I would have pushed for raid so much sooner.
Mind Goblin. Okay, so we're about to raid him.
All right,
And
let's
then we're
do it.
gonna say bye. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. I hope CJ is gonna come back and we're gonna rip some packs or like I'm gonna watch you build Legos next time. Okay,
Awesome.
go say
Let's
hi
do
to
it.
Mind Goblin. End the stream.